Hi Chris, thank you for giving me your time today, really appreciate that. Perhaps you could introduce yourself to the fans.
Yeah, sure. Hi guys, I'm Chris Winton, assistant manager. I've been at the club now for just over 15 months. My playing journey was quite a modest one, if I'm being honest with you. I played grassroots football for my local side, Olney Town. And from there I was picked up by Peterborough. I had a spell at Peterborough United and then a spell at Northampton Town. Didn't quite work out for whatever reason. And then I got picked up by Bedford Town to go and join their youth training scheme. That was a full-time football and education programme. From there I was there 5 years all in all, and I combined my college studies and then my university studies by playing there. 25 was a bit of a turning point for me, where unfortunately I lost my sister to cancer. She had learning difficulties, and when you're in those moments you kind of take stock of your life and you kind of self-audit and go, right, what do I want to do? Playing was not going to work out for me, so coaching was the next best thing. So I set up my own little coaching school, did that for 2 years. At 27 I decided I wanted a little bit more out of it, so started doing my badges properly. And I rang my old youth team manager, Darren Searle, who was head of youth at Stevenage at the time, and he invited me in to get my hands dirty, as he put it, and to contribute with the schoolboys there. So I did 2.5 years there and kind of progressed up from being a volunteer, picking up cones, to then leading age groups and what have you. 2.5 years there, then I had a year at Northampton, which was great. And then after that year, I got a call back from Stevenage to then go and join on in a sort of a full-time capacity running their college programme. And then got a call from a chap called Steve Conroy, who's now coach here. He took the manager's role at Kings Langley. And I did the last 10 games of the 17-18 season with him. The following season, we took Kings Langley to 1 point from within the playoffs. Very proud of that achievement, because our remit was just to stay up. Gutting that we couldn't get them over the line for the playoffs. End of the season, we had a meeting with the board and it didn't quite work out how both parties wanted, so Steve and I regrettably and sadly had to part ways with them. We then got a move to Walton Casuals, which a team was in the same league, and we had to build a whole new squad, but we got a squad competitive. And then in November of 2019, I got a call off Lee Allenson, who was obviously Ian's son, and I worked with him in the daytime at Stevenage. He said to me that his dad was looking for a new number 2 and would I be interested, and I thought, yeah, wow, I want to jump in with 2 feet. So I learnt so much in that first 4 months, and then we're here now with this season. We've laid some really good foundations, and everything's all underpinned by hard work and honesty, and we've got a great group here, and that's kind of my journey up to now. As a young boy, my dad made me watch the old Dutch tapes of the 70s, and that really whet my appetite for looking at how the game works. Obviously someone like Guardiola at the minute just is so far removed from anything else that anybody does. You'd love to be a fly on the wall in that dressing room. But from personal experience, like I said, you kind of take bits from everywhere and you try and unravel that and then just put your own narrative to it. Personally, I think at Stevenage I had a real big influence in a chap called Darren Searle, who's now manager of Yeovil. He drove an intensity through his staff and his players that I've not seen before, and coupled with the inspiration of what happened to me in the past and where I wanted to go next, that married quite nicely with his work ethic and how he wanted things addressed at his academy, and that I'm forever grateful for that opportunity. And then there's another chap called Dick Bate, who I did my A licence with at St George's Park. He was my tutor, and he's an older gentleman, very softly spoken, and just the way that he articulated his point across the players and his thoughts across the players made you feel like $1 million when really they probably look like 50 quid on the eye. But those two people have been a big influence on me in my coaching sort of journey. But I'd probably like to work under Harry Redknapp as well. I think that would be quite a good one. Being a West Ham fan and doing what he's done there, I think that would be great. That'd be very funny. This year has been a fantastic opportunity for me to coach a group of players we've got players that have come down from levels above, players that are striving to come and try and get into the professional game. So it's a real nice mix and blend of players, and it's been a privilege to look after them. As an assistant manager and coach of the team, this team is more than capable of achieving promotion, I feel. Everything has kind of snowballed this season, where you start off, you look at last season where we finished off, and you start off and you cautiously enter the season, and you just want to make sure that you're solid, and as the season's gone on, we've just progressed, and I've seen the boys grow in stature massively, and I think we all have as a group. I certainly feel that we could have gone close, certainly playoffs, if not in the top 1 or 2. In terms of best moments, there's a couple that spring to mind. I think the first one probably was Weymouth away last year. Was my first win within the group. That was a real big thing for me. The journey on the way home was very, very pleasant, should we say. And then Last year as well, Maidstone at home wasn't a great game, but I had my family in the stand. My little boy was watching, and my wife and my in-laws, and we beat Maidstone 1-0. And you've got someone like John Steele in the dugout next to you. Like, that's a bit of a dream for me to come up against somebody like that. So that was great. But this year, I'd say it'd have to be the Dartford win away, the 1-0 win away. Just the way that we managed the game that day against a good Dartford side. Sean sprung up with that finish in the last minute, but just that feeling. If you could bottle that feeling, you could be a millionaire for sure. I'd love to see the club go full-time in some capacity. I think we'd love to work with the players in a full-time capacity. But certainly promotion is something that is on the radar for sure. I think we've shown the best. We've shown the best of ourselves, but I think we've got another gear to go up as well. So I'd like to see us in the top level of non-league at some point soon.